What's up, Saiyan Army? So today's video we're gonna be doing a bulking transformation, a lean bulking transformation. This is a video you guys been asking me to do for a while. So today we have my long-time client, Chaz, right here.
Hello.
So, yeah, Chaz, just give him a little background about yourself.
About myself? Work at barber, QA, I don't know, what do you want to say?
Yeah, you can tell them like what you do, whatever, you know, like why, like what got you into lifting?
Well, I played sports like all my life, soccer, baseball, and after graduating high school, it's kind of like you run out of things to do. So kind of needed a replacement. Started to kind of get a little fat, so I was like, okay, well, what is there? There's the gym. So I started working out in the gym. I think after I met you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I started working.
Yeah,
out in the
I remember
gym.
that.
Yeah. And so that was like in 2008 or 9, something like that.
A long time ago.
Yeah. So I think that's when I started lifting.
How long have you been lifting for in total?
So probably about 8 years now.
8 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
Nice. What was your starting weight when you first started, before you started working out?
I think I started at 140, and then I dropped down to 130, and then from there it's just kind of like a consistent fluctuation, if that makes sense. Kind of like slowly increasing up to my weight now. Yeah, a little over 170 today.
Okay, nice. So it's like 40 pounds.
40 pounds.
Yeah, 40 pounds over the course of 8 years.
Yeah.
So I tell you guys, gains take a long time. All right, so we're gonna get into it. Basically, well, when Chaz came to me in early 2014, he wanted to just cut down. My coaching, I just started as a coach back then, so throughout this video, I'm gonna talk about different things that I do today versus what I did like back in 2014, 2015, because things have changed, you know, people learn, people grow. So yeah, we're gonna display that in the video. So he came to me early 2014. He was at about 170 pounds, pretty fluffy. We'll put the picture right here. Yeah, he had no lats, all stomach. And yeah, basically, you took a whole year to cut down to 155 pounds. Mm-hmm. Why did it take you so long to cut down?
I think for the first 6 months, that's how long it took me to figure out macros. Because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think before that, year or two before that, when I tried to get serious again, it was like clean eating, right? You know, broccoli, brown rice, chicken breast, and, you know, like hating life, basically.
Yeah.
And so when you told me, oh, I can have cake and I can have French fries, I'm like, this is a lie. Like, no, I don't believe it. So it took me months before I even bought a food scale, maybe, and like just to actually realize, okay, maybe I should just listen to him and like actually follow the instructions.
Yeah.
So I think I actually didn't start until like 6 months later. So probably from like, what is that, June, July is when I actually got serious.
Okay.
And more accurate.
Yeah.
So then I think the November came when I was actually looking.
Yeah. For me as a coach, I too take blame for your lack of progress, especially in the beginning, because my coaching sucked in the beginning. I gotta be honest, just like anything brand new you start, it's not gonna be the best. It's nowhere close to what I do now. Even for you, everything's a lot more loose for you. I'm a lot more stricter on a lot of my new clients, but that's just because you've been with me for so long, and also you're in a bulking phase, so things don't need to have to be as controlled, you know what I mean? I don't need to know every damn thing that you're eating and whatnot, and it's okay if you mess up and whatnot. So yeah, as a coach, you gotta take personal responsibility if your clients fail or if they're not progressing like they should. Even if the clients, like, you know, quits on themselves, that kind of thing, as a coach, it's your job to never quit on the person and just to keep pushing them to, you know, be the best them they can be. So you went to 170 to 155 pounds. Boom, here's a transformation picture. His lowest macros was 150 carbs, 50 fats, and 205 proteins, with a refeed of 350 carbs, 50 fats, and 165 proteins. His maximum cardio he did at his lowest weight was, he was supposed to be doing 4 cardio sessions at 400 calories, but he was only doing like 2 hit sessions, right, at the time. Yeah, because he was busy with school and stuff, right? So back then you're still in school.
Back then I was still in school.
Full-time school, full-time work.
Part-time school, full-time work.
Okay.
I think it got way more intense like ending of last year.
Yeah, so you're already busy at the time. You had like a girlfriend too. You had a girlfriend too. So yeah, he was just a real busy guy with just a lot going on his plate. And then on top of that, he's trying to put on the gym, dieting, all the macros and everything on top of that. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. All right, so fast forward to January. He already started his lean bulking phase. This is pretty much after the reverse diet finished and everything. You hit your all-time low at 155 in the process of reverse dieting, right?
Yep.
So as we're dropping macros and or increasing
No, yeah,
macros.
increasing.
Yeah, increasing macros and dropping cardio. He hit his new low of 155, which is normal, to be honest, when coming out of a cut. Reason being is when you add in more calories, you're gonna have a lot more energy, so you're gonna be expending a lot more energy in the gym. You're gonna be, you know, utilizing that newfound energy that you have. You know what I mean? It's like going to a gym when you're super tired versus when you took pre-workout. You know, obviously when you take pre-workout, you're gonna burn a lot more calories, spend a lot more energy. So that's it. And also with less calories, less cardio, more energy on top of that. So it's completely normal. So going into January, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna give you guys, I'm gonna put up his strength numbers. So throughout your whole lean bulking phase, you've been running a version of my Sane Strength and Aesthetics program, which is out now. But back then it wasn't put together really.
Like, you're just kind of like, I'm doing this now, try it out. I'm like, okay. And I think as you evolved your program, I kind of just stayed to the same, because I think even in my workouts, you'll see that I noted down that I tried to switch, and I think it was way too exhausting for me. I was like, so I switched back. Yeah. But I think I'm running like, I guess, an outdated version of it.
Yeah. So he kind of like guinea picked. He asked me what I was doing, so I told him what I was doing, explained it to him. He said, okay, that sounds cool, I'll do it. I didn't really have anything written down, so I just gave him a basic template of what I was doing, and he just went for it and adjusted it to his own liking and how he liked to do the program. So, which is really important when you're looking at training programs, is understand that you don't have to take things verbatim. You can adjust things for your personal goals and how you like to lift, you know, because at the end of the day, lifting has to be enjoyable. I mean, you've been doing this for 8 years, I've been doing this for 12 years. It has to be fun, right?
Yeah.
Or else why do it? Especially at the slow gains we're getting, you know? Alright, so what I'm gonna give you guys his ending macros at the end of the month. So this is the end of the month macros for January, and also his weigh-in for the end of the month as well, just to keep it easy instead of having to go through all 4 weeks. So ending macros was 450 carbs, 55 fats, and 180 proteins. His ending weight for this month was 162.5 pounds. Lifts are all right here: 235 incline bench, 355 squat, 165 overhead press, and 320 deadlifts. And anything you want to add about your lifts?
My incline will probably be very, very slow. Only because, like, I think you remember, right? I have injuries from baseball, or like overwork, like shoulder. Everybody has shoulder issues from baseball.
Rotator cuff stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think eventually at one point I had impingement on this shoulder, I had tendonitis on this shoulder, and then I think even at one point I had a pinch nerve in my neck or my back. Yeah. So anything with like heavy push, like it's been a super slow and grinding process. But yeah, along with the schedule, so it's kind of like hard to be real consistent with it. But it's still coming along.
Yeah, it's still progress.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at your numbers here, I mean,
I think
it's a lot, dude.
Yeah, I think
you guys will see. It's crazy.
The best gains I've been getting have been deadlift, though, because I haven't deadlifted until coming to you. Yeah. So I remember before I was like struggling with like 185.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
So February, my macros were 475 carbs, 60 fat, and 180 protein. My average weight for that month was about 163.3 pounds. So about an increase of like just under a pound, right? Yeah, just under a pound. Yeah. And really, when you lean bulk, slower is always better. Chaz was already, this was like 2 years ago? So about like 6-7 years into the gym at this time. Yeah. So even a pound of muscle a month is kind of asking for a lot. It's wishful thinking, to be honest. So understand that ideally your lean bulk should be as slow as possible. As far as his lifts go, I'll put all his lifts on the video. As you can see, his incline just went up 5 pounds. His squats went up 10, and these are all training maxes. And his overhead press went up 5 pounds. Deadlifts went up another 10 pounds. So understand that, like, even at 5 pounds a month, that's a lot of flipping weight. And this is something I always tell you guys is, don't be worried about slow progress, be worried about no progress. Because 5 pounds a month times at the end of the year is still 60 pounds, which is a lot of weight. If you're benching 250 pounds right now, that's over 300 pounds at the end of the year. And that's just increasing 5 pounds every single month. So understand that that's still a lot of weight, and progress is progress. Alright, so March.
We increased macros again. His macros was 500 carbs, 70 fats, 200 proteins. Average weigh-in was 162.8 pounds, so we saw a small dip. Also, as far as cardio goes, I always recommended for him one session a month, or not a month, one session a week.
Yeah.
But he was maybe hitting that, for the first half of the year?
Yeah, towards, what are we now? Yeah, slowly like, my cardio kind of got real inconsistent.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that later. Because of his schedule and life and everything, we had to take it out, which is totally fine. But yeah, that's what the cardio is doing. I always recommend, if you're going through a lean bulking phase, at least do cardio once a week, and that's just for cardiovascular purposes. I don't care how fast your metabolism is. Just for cardiovascular purposes, I think it's very important to at least Pokemon Go or cardio. You know what I'm saying? Alright, April.
Let's see. Macros, we decreased carbs a little bit. Kept fats the same, so 475, 70, 180, and weighing in at about 167.2, I think. I think so. I think it kind of took a big jump. I think this was 2 and this was like 7.
Is that correct?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
I think so.
So how come you gained 5 pounds?
I increased by like 4 pounds because the boosting carbs along with the fats. And I think I was traveling around that time too.
So what you noticed with your body was once you started hitting that 70 fat range,
that's when I got real fluffy.
Yeah, you started seeing body fat gains and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the balance that you guys have to find when you guys are lean bulking, is you guys have to find a balance between enjoying life, because cutting is really when you really want to be strict, you really want to be on top of it. So what I always told Chaz is, like, if you went over, you had a crazy day, go under the next day, you know, because how people get fat is you consistently go over your macros. So like if you're consistently eating 3,000 calories every single day when you're used to eating 2,500, then obviously you're gonna be getting fat pretty damn fast. That's why if you have a 3,000 day, then you gotta offset it by having a lower day. And it's kind of like carb cycling, but not really. It's just being intuitive with your diet.
Right. So basically, instead of hitting you want to hit your daily macros, but if for whatever reason you can't, then you hit your weekly macros.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because as long as the weekly macro averages come out about the same, then you shouldn't gain too much weight. And that's how you can also live life while dieting at the same time. So that was April?
That was April, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
your incline's been pretty.
I think the incline it's always been slow, but that's where my squat and deadlift saw big boosts. Because from February to March, it was 15 pounds in the squat.
Yeah.
40 pounds in deadlift.
Damn.
And then squat went up 5 in April and 25 in
Oh yeah,
April.
I went 25 pounds in April. Yeah. All right. What month are we on? That was April?
Yeah, so we're in May now, and then May it kind of starts to slow down a little bit.
So April, his deadlift went up, a whole 25 pounds. And that's just with learning the movement and getting better at the movement. Understand that he didn't really start deadlifting till, consistently till maybe beginning of this lean bulking phase, right?
Yeah, probably, because I think I was just doing hypertrophy stuff and
just higher rep stuff. Yeah, but this is where he really took to the strength training. So May, his ending macros was 450 carbs, 60 fats, 180 proteins. His average weight was 168.6 pounds, so another pound gained on top of the 5 that he put on or whatever, which is fine. His deadlift stayed the same, overhead press stayed the same. Yeah, lifts was relatively the same. Squat went up 10 pounds. Incline stayed the same again.
I think typically with the May, June, July months, it typically kind of gets a little inconsistent because May is my birthday, so things get kind of crazy. And then June, I've been going to EDC the past 5 years. Yeah. So it gets kind of crazy. And then July is kind of trying to settle back into everything. So it's kind of just working out just to keep consistent, but in terms of
you're almost maintaining at that point.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah. So he's just fighting to So what he's doing is he's fighting to keep his strength while putting in the least amount of effort. Yeah. Well, the most amount of effort that he can put in while balancing out life and everything else, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. June, we went to EDC, and then you can give them your macros.
Yeah, so June we kept the macros the same, 450, 60, 180, Weight was about the same, 168.8, so 2.2 pound increase.
Yeah.
And then
Lifts was exactly the same.
yeah, and then July was pretty much the same with the exception of my squats boosting by 10 pounds to 405.
Deads.
No. Oh yeah.
Deadlift.
Oh, yeah, both of them then. Both squats and deadlifts went to 405.
Oh damn, yeah.
Yeah, macros were 450, 60, 200, so small increase in protein, and the weight was 169.4.
Yeah, so another pound gain that month. So literally Chaz is gaining about a quarter of a pound every single week. For Chaz, the reason why we hit 70 is because like you want to have your clients live life. You don't want them to suffer during the bulk and then suffer during the cut, and then because the whole process just sucks. Like for me right now, I haven't tracked macros in the past like I don't know 4 or 5 months, but I'm real smart about what I'm eating and I'm enjoying life. I understand that if today I had I went way over my macros and I know it, then the next day I'm gonna go under on my macros. I understand I'm on vacation and I'm also active, and and it's about understanding your body, and that's why it's real important to track macros and actually know what you're intaking, right? Because right now you're at the point where you can feel when you overate.
Yeah, like
your body knows.
Yeah, whether it's feeling bloated, lethargic, you kind of know like, oh, yesterday was a bad day.
Yeah.
And you kind of know like if you eat cleaner today, tomorrow you're like wake up super hungry, ready to go.
Yeah. You can tell when you went under, and it's like, okay, I need to eat a little bit more today. And you can almost like feel your macros.
Yep.
Like what it feels like to hit your macros. You know when you're under. You know when you're over.
Yep.
And it's exactly that. And that's about just tracking your macros and understanding how your body works. Yeah, and functions. All right, so August, average weight 170 pounds, 460 carbs, 60 fats, 200 proteins. Yeah, so his carbs literally only went up 10 grams.
I think that's where it kind of just, for the most part, stays the same.
Yeah, so pretty much all your numbers relatively, your deads went up another 10 pounds. So 425, it's finally beating your squat.
Yeah, I think around this time
your squat's pretty damn good, dude. Especially for 170.
Yeah.
Yeah, squatting 405. It's not bad, and not a power lifter.
Yeah.
Chad just lifts to look good for EDC.
I think the only time I don't think I've maxed out my squat in a really long time.
Yeah.
But I remember when I maxed out my deadlift though, like deadlifting 4 plates, like at what 170-ish. I was, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I had to pat myself on the back. I was like, wow.
Yeah. That's awesome. September. All right, you can get them September.
Well, I think I joined this one only because like I think my check-ins are kind of inconsistent.
Oh, okay. So
either that or the strength is all about the same.
And I forgot to say this in the beginning of the video. As the video goes, we're gonna be inputting pictures from whatever months we do have. I'm sorry we don't have every single month.
My bad.
Alright, so wrapping this up, we got November, 172.5 pounds, so that was another decent jump in weight. Another like 2.5 pounds. Macros was 480, carbs, 60 fats, 200 proteins. Oh, reason being was because your macros were off this month. Was that because of your job situation? When did your job situation change?
My job situation changed a while before that. That was when I started Dev League, that software bootcamp, development bootcamp. That's where it got really like, I was just doing what I could. Pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Friday in the beginning, and eventually when it got super more intense, my gym started to cut down to maybe like once or twice a week, twice at best.
Yeah.
So that was a real struggle. Like if you can imagine only doing legs like twice in a month.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
it's hard to keep your numbers up.
Yeah, because I was torn because I wanted to keep my physical health up, but at the same time I'm paying all this money to invest in myself.
Yeah. So, for the future. Yeah.
Right. So it's like it was kind of one of those things like, okay, the gym will always be there.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of have to like taper off from that a little bit.
Yeah. It's just about balancing life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. Show some support. Yeah, leave a like, leave a comment what you guys want to see next. I just want to thank Chaz for doing this with me. I'm back home in Hawaii. He was one of my longtime clients that I wanted to hit up to showcase to you guys. So, and it's a big thing, putting yourself out there on the internet. on the interwebs. So thank you for coming down and whatnot. We're gonna go grab a bite because we're hungry. We gotta make them gain. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love, strength, and honor. Aloha.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! Immortal!